Shalom, God's lovely family. Thank you for tuning in and welcome to this day's edition of Life Series, powered always by Potter's House Christian Club. Today's message, as given by the direction of the Holy Spirit, is the Spirit versus the flesh. Now, come with me to the book of Mark 14:38. That's Jesus and the Battle of Gethsemane when he talked with the disciples, okay? 38 says, watch and pray lest you enter into temptation. Here's the catch. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Now, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Why is the spirit willing and why is the flesh weak? Because the flesh is always warring the spirit. It is not the spirit warring the flesh. It is the flesh warring the spirit. All right? And that was what Jesus was trying to tell them. Look, watch and pray. Watch and pray. There's always a battle. He was in a battle. Like I said earlier, I was in a battle of Gethsemane. Not the garden now. Battle. It was a serious battle where he sweated like blood. All right? So, watch and pray for the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Now, Apostle Paul explained it better, or simplified the explanation extensively. First, there is always a disparity between the spirit and the flesh. There is always a disparity between the spirit and the flesh. Now, let's go over to Galatians 5, 17 to 25. 17 says, for the flesh lust against the spirit. Like I said, the flesh warring the spirit. The spirit doesn't fight the flesh. God is not on the same level with the enemy. It is the enemy fighting God. God doesn't fight the enemy. No. The spirit and the spirit against the flesh. Now, these are contrary to one another. The spirit is high and above the flesh. High and above. So it's not like flesh is... No. Flesh is the one fighting the spirit. And so it does that so that you do not know the things that you wish. So there's a war. More, verse 18 says, but if you are led by the Spirit, and you and I as believers of Christ should be led by the Spirit, you are not under the law, which means you and I should be led always by the Spirit. Why should we be led by the Spirit? First, you are a spirit. You. If you understand that, look at Ephesians 1:4, you will understand. That's your assignment. Go and read it. Your spirit, you possess a soul and you dwell in the body. All right. So the body is not you. This is just a temporary compartment. Your spirit, for God is spirit. You are spirit. All right. Now let's go. Let's explain it. The flesh is earthy. This flesh is earthy. It is a spirit. All right. And has its works. Its works are adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lewdness, idolatry, sorcery, hatred, envy, backbiting, long throat, anything evil and negative. That is the flesh. The enemy is always going to and fro, looking for whom to devour. He is always fighting the spirit. You are a spirit being. I know we say human beings, but your first is spirit being. You have a soul and you dwell in the body. Now listen. If I am led, so I have to be led as a believer of Christ. If I'm not led, the flesh will always fight against the spirit and have the upper hand. But if I am led, I will have the upper hand. I, spirit being, will have the upper hand. Now, the spirit dwells in me. The spirit of God dwells in me. Now, what spirit are we talking about? All right. The spirit in me is the fruit of the Holy Spirit, the fruit which is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. So if you have this spirit, the fruit of this spirit, the flesh will not win over you. A man of God once said, when the enemy comes like a roaring lion, he doesn't eat fruit. So if he sees the fruit of the spirit, love, kindness, like we just listed, he will go hungry and leave you and go. But if he sees the works of the flesh, what? Idolatry, fornication, uncleanness, lewdness, and sorcery, hatred, etc., he pounces on you. Well, not you, but you. So the spirit is who you are. You are a spirit being. The flesh will always fight against your spirit. You. Who organizes your flight is the enemy. Remember, the enemy is not your friend. Your friend is not the enemy, but the enemy is the enemy. Case closed. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you. Shalom, shalom.